What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today for episode number 61 of the Car 5 podcast. I'm your host, Joshua. For today's episode, we're going to be talking about Aston Martin, again, who seems to be in the news quite a lot lately, which is totally fine. But they created a very special Aston Martin for a singular James Bond film. Very, very interesting. I think you guys are going to like it. As usual, everyone, let's go ahead and just dive right into things. So like I said, everybody, Aston Martin is celebrating a singular film from the James Bond and 007 series of movies that they actually created a one-off car to celebrate that movie. But what movie are they talking about in particular? The abbreviation is OHMSS because it's kind of a long name, but it's actually the sixth film in the entire length of Bond series movies. It's the sixth James Bond film ever, and it's on Her Majesty's Secret Service, which it was exactly 50 years ago this year, essentially, and it was starring George Lazenby, if I'm saying his name, who is replacing Sean Connery, which a lot of people think is the best Bond ever. I'm going to go ahead and step in and say my generation's Bond, Daniel Craig, is the best James Bond ever. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to argue about it. If you want to comment on it, who your favorite Bond is, you can. I'm saying it here right now. Daniel Craig is the best Bond, and that's it. We're going to leave it at that. Anyway, getting back to the actual car itself, it's pretty cool, actually. It's basically a modern, Aston Martin took a DBS Superleggera and made a modern rendition of the original 1969 DBS that was featured in the movie. To abbreviate, we're going to say OHMSS, because to say that entire name over and over again, it's a little breathtaking. So we're going to say OHMSS. But like I said, the modern car DBS is meant to reflect the old 1969 DBS. I mean, right off the bat, you can see they're going to feature that similar kind of olive-toned, hued paint on the exterior of the car to start off with the modern-day rendition. Of course, the new one's going to have many things that the old one does not. But actually starting with the interior rather than the exterior, you're going to see Aston Martin used black leather, just like the original, but in this new version, you're going to have forged carbon fiber and normal carbon fiber accents all over the interior of the car. You're also going to have a gray Alcantara headliner with very elegantly, as I would put it, red hand-stitched accents throughout the entire car, and a special 007 barrel, if you will, that was stitched, and I'll have a picture for you guys to see so you get what I mean. It's like the James Bond barrel gun. They actually hand-stitched that into the car, as well as accents on the line of seats. You're going to have a special nameplate on the door sill of the car featuring the 007 logo and the number of the build of your car that you're going to be getting. Moving on to the exterior of the car, you're going to have these very interesting, I guess we'll call it web-like shaped wheels, Y-shaped set of wheels. I don't really know how to describe them other than they're pretty freaking awesome. They're pretty cool. You're going to have a much bigger horizontal grille on this DBS Superleggera. You're also going to have a larger front splitter. And like we had mentioned before, you're going to have that olive hue toned exterior paint color to match the 1969 DBS. Now, it is still a DBS Superleggera. Don't let that fool you for the modern version. So you're still going to get that 5.2 liter twin turbocharged V12, 715 horsepower, and 664 foot-pounds of torque. Just to tell you kind of like a fun fact how things have changed since then, the original 1969 DBS, it used a 4-liter straight six, which produced 282 horsepower and 288 foot-pounds of torque. I think it's safe to say things have changed since 1969. The OHMSS edition of the DBS Superleggera is going to set you back $380,000, which you're not really getting anything performance-wise. It's just, I think this is just a cool celebratory thing. It's like a collector's car. There's only going to be 50 of them made. I mean, but entirely truthfully and honestly, I would buy this. This thing's kind of badass. If you look at it as a whole, even though it has 007 kind of like names and features in there, and it's got a hint of the movie in it, it's still pretty cool. I think I would like to have if I wasn't going to make my own DBS Superleggera, I mean, I think this one's kind of pretty cool to own, actually. But in regards to other details about this special DBS Superleggera for celebrating the Bond film, that's actually it. It's the same engine, same performance numbers. It's more interior and exterior accents and looks, just a kind of throwback for a 50-year celebration of the movie. But it's something cool that you'll see manufacturers do every so often. They'll create a one-off car for a special event or a movie, or a special one-off car for a person related to the brand's history. It could be a number of things. But for ladies and gentlemen, that's actually all we have for episode number 61, talking about Aston Martin's DBS Superleggera celebrating the number 6 Bond film on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Don't forget to follow on Instagram, like on Facebook. Anything you guys ever need from me, you know you can just get a hold of me. Shoot me an email, info@car5podcast.com. If you guys are checking out the YouTube channel, you see what you like, hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like as well. If you guys are just listening on the podcast, that's cool also. Don't forget to tune in July 17th for episode number 62. We're going to be talking about Mercedes-Benz's entire family of electric and hybrid vehicles they're calling EQ, which is going to completely change the automotive world and the car industry. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Please remember to drive safe and have a fantastic evening. Thank you.